Last time on the most notorious talker runs the world's greatest clan, Noel turns the tables on Albert by exposing the fact that he was not the biological son of the previous boss and that he had poisoned him to take his place as well. Upon this admission, Albert gets forced to duel Noel using any one of his men, while Finocchio acts as the judge of it. Who will Albert pick for this? And will Noel be successful against them? Let's find out in episode 8. The episode begins with Albert flat out refusing to go through with this duel like a whiny spoiled brat. However, Finocchio shuts the sniveling coward up pretty quickly by threatening him with the wrath of the mafia if he doesn't take part. Promised a permanent position as the head of the Gambino family if he wins, Albert picks Koga as his representative in this duel. Alma, who had been looking all this time for an opportunity to kill Koga, prepares herself for the duel. But Noel tells her to sit this one out, as he nominates himself for the duel with complete confidence in his victory. The two men exchange some fiery words before their battle, and with Finocchio's signal, the duel begins. Noel makes the first move by firing off an ice bullet right off the bat, although Koga fires right back with his crazy cherry blossom attack. The collision creates a wall of ice crystals around the two combatants, shrouding them from the audience. Laios puts his complete faith in Noel, while Albert nervously hopes for Koga's victory, as, according to him, Noel, a low-rank talker, couldn't possibly win against a high-rank gladiator. The duel intensifies as Koga brings out his specialty, the EI Flash, which temporarily increases his powers several times over. However, Noel then does something really peculiar. He throws his gun away, saying he was out of bullets. Grabbing his sword, Noel abruptly catches Koga off guard by shouting a grease stain removal home remedy at him. Ironically, it does stun Koga, who anticipates a hidden attack. However, Noel just charges Koga plainly and flings Koga's sword away at the expense of injuring his arm. Koga swiftly grabs his sword again, and with a single thrust, the ice prison shatters into pieces. Koga then lands a strike on Noel, though he only manages to cut the ice bullets Noel had on him, which immediately start freezing him all over. With a decisive, roaring thunder kick, Noel settles the duel. On the ground, lying in defeat, Koga's life flashes before his eyes as he notes the sharp contrast in his and Noel's lives. Unwanted from the start, Koga has managed to become stronger outwardly through his underground fights. However, inside, he was still scared and unsure of himself, whereas Noel was the stark opposite, boasting such strength and courage despite only being a talker. Tending Noel's wounds, Alma scolds Noel for going with a risky move like Roaring Thunder against a frontliner like Koga. Noel promises to leave the fighting to her With this, Noel had signaled the end of the Gambino family as well as the dangerous drug. He takes solace in the fact that this will probably bring peace to the little girl's soul. Finocchio then barges in on the two, asking Alma to leave them alone for a little bit. He once again invites Noel to join the Luciano family, enticing him further by offering up the position of the Gambino family's boss right from the get-go. Noel gets amused at the thought of a 16-year-old being an underground boss, but Finocchio assures him he already had more than enough metal to serve as one, even at his age. Noel, however, still maintaining the same mindset of never serving under anyone, refuses Finocchio's proposal. Finocchio then starts telling Noel about his skills as a Class A Punisher, demonstrating one presently by stealing Noel's heart right from his chest. Finocchio then reveals that this ability of his allowed him to steal the heart of anyone who rejected a request from him twice. Stunned he is still alive, Noel questions Finocchio about it, who clarifies that he would live as long as he stayed within 5 meters of him. Despite his life literally being in Finocchio's hands, Noel confronts him, calling him out for trying to cull dangerous elements while they were weak despite parading around as the most fearsome. This mental gimmick works on Finocchio, who undoes his skill, calling it all a silly joke of his. But before leaving, Finocchio tells him he'd better walk the talk as well. Finocchio then comes across a frantic Albert, who begs him for his life. Finocchio reassures him he won't kill him, although he would, however, keep him amongst his pigs, who wouldn't mind a free meal. Albert shrieks in terror as he's being carried off by Finocchio's guards, while the mad clown can't help laughing psychotically. Meanwhile, Noel officially makes Koga his slave, only to set him free right away, stating that he wanted a fierce warrior among his ranks, and also wanted Koga to decide by his own free will. Having witnessed Noel's potential himself, Koga pleads with Noel to let him join his party so he could help him pursue his ambitions. Noel happily agrees as Blue Beyond welcomes its third member. In order to test their combined utility, Noel puts Alma and Koga up against a large gob of goblins. Koga and Alma make short work of the menacing creatures in record time, although they do end up in a bit of a skirmish towards the end. Noel then announces he was going to apply for the status of a clan, a government-recognized seeker organization that gets abyss missions directly with no pay cuts, unlike parties. After Koga notices a talker tattoo on Noel's hand, signifying rank upgrade eligibility, Noel realizes his progression towards his end goal of being at the top of the world as a 7-star Regalia clan was getting better and better. A couple of years ago, Noel met with Harold Jenkins, the guild supervisor, who had urgent business to discuss. After his grandfather's passing, Noel inherited the family winery, but planned to step down soon to focus on other priorities. Harold showed Noel a picture of a model that had recently appeared, suspecting it was the same one that had destroyed Noel's village and killed his grandfather. Noel suspected the Lord had survived the battle, as both the Lord's body and Overdeath's axe were missing after the fight. Harold revealed that a major clan had been sent to eliminate the Lord, but was wiped out, and when the Supreme Dragon was sent, the Lord had already vanished into the void. This was alarming, because monsters rarely left this world on their own terms. The Lord's return could be a sign of grave intentions, possibly even reaching the level of the Valiants from the Abyss. The Valiants were powerful beings capable of destroying the world, and the last one was defeated 40 years ago by Noel's grandfather. Harold was concerned that the Lord's reappearance could trigger another catastrophe. Noel wasn't afraid, but determined to become strong enough to defeat it, if needed. Harold, seeing the same resolve in Noel's eyes as Overdeath's, was eager to see what kind of seeker Noel would become. Present day, Noel and his friends were at Harold's office for their clan formation application. Koga was nervous, but Noel reassured him that it was just an evaluation. However, a strong presence entered the room, and they instinctively went on guard, only to find it was Harold. The evaluation went smoothly as they had the necessary funds and a clan house, but Noel planned to rank up to B rank once approved. Harold asked why the party name wasn't Blue Beyond, and Noel explained he intended to change it after the clan's formation. However, Harold rejected their application, surprising Koga. The guild was now only accepting stronger seekers, not just those meeting the minimum requirements. Harold shared that strange mana flows were detected near the western border, which could soon cause an abyss, potentially summoning a Depth 13 Valiant. Koga wanted to know if it could be stopped, but Harold explained that interfering with the delicate mana system could make things worse. To kill the Valiant, a joint effort of the 1, 2, and 3-star Regalia would be required, and even then, success was uncertain. This was why the guild needed seekers who could already engage in such high-level battles. Noel accepted the situation without complaint, remarking that they needed to adapt. The appearance of a Valiant could lead to disaster, but it also brought opportunity. Stronger monsters resulted in better magical engineering, improving the standard of living. Noel planned to turn this potential disaster into an advantage. He aimed to achieve Regalia status quickly to gain recognition and experience, hoping to join the fight against the Valiant. They needed to make a significant impact to gain public attention. Noel ranked up to strategist, enhancing his cognitive abilities for real-time battle analysis. He ran into Zeke Feinstein, the vice commander of the Supreme Dragon 1-star Regalia, who was recently praised for an Abyss raid. Zeke showed interest in Noel, asking if he was responsible for overthrowing the Gambino family. Noel tried to deny it, but Zeke already knew his capabilities. Zeke wanted to recruit Noel, but Noel refused, stating he would only follow someone he recognized as the strongest. Zeke, unwilling to back down, accepted the challenge, but knew a fight with Leo would be fatal. Noel walked away, stating that Zeke could only recruit him once he proved he was the strongest. While this conversation unfolded, Zeke grew angry when someone called him the second strongest seeker, as Leo had cleared more abysses. Zeke launched the man into the air in a fit of rage. Noel, listening from a distance, realized he needed to form a clan quickly before Zeke became a greater threat. Meanwhile, Alma and Licia were training in the forest, with Licia easily defeating Alma. Licia advised Alma to improve her situational awareness in battle. Ophelia, a friend of Licia, arrived and introduced Alma to her party, the Winged Knights. Ophelia warned Alma about Noel, claiming he had shady dealings. Leon, the leader of the Winged Knights, reminded Ophelia not to judge based on rumors, and they left shortly after. Later, Noel met with Loki, who shared a list of recently promoted B-rank parties. At the top was the Winged Knights, led by the well-regarded Leon. Although Leon was highly respected, Noel set his sights on surpassing them and becoming the top B-rank seeker, determined to reach his goal by any means necessary. Stay connected, like and subscribe for more fun recaps on one and only Endless Recaps.